I'd like to call the council meeting to order. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231 PL 1975, specifying the time, date, location, login, and dial information, and to the extent known, the agenda by posting a copy of the notice on a municipal building, municipal court, and 2 municipal library bulletin boards, municipal website, providing a copy to the official newspapers of the township, and by filing a copy in the office of the township clerk in accordance with the certification by the clerk, which will be entered into the minutes. In order to ensure a clear recording of the meeting can be made and that all parties are heard in an organized fashion, all members of the public that are participating remotely will be muted during the meeting. The township will provide for public comment periods for both remote and in-person attendees. If a member of the public wishes to speak during any public comment portion for remote attendees, please raise your hand. This can be done either through Zoom app or by pressing *9 on your phone. When it is your turn to speak, you will receive a prompt to request to unmute. Please click on the prompt, press *6 on your phone to unmute, and begin making your comments. All members of the public will have 3 minutes to speak and should ask any and all questions that they may have during that period. At the conclusion of your 3 minutes, remote attendees will be muted again. In-person attendees will also receive 3 minutes to ask any and all questions and may then take a seat, at which time the council or administration will respond as necessary. Should you have any further comments or questions, the Township Council is always available by email and phone, and you can always call the mayor's office during normal operating hours. Each member of the public shall only have one opportunity to speak during each public portion. As the technology does not allow us to know if there are multiple callers on any individual phone line or login user account, we ask that if you wish to speak, that you log in or dial in separately so that we can recognize you as a separate individual. Ms. Cedar, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Cahill. Councilwoman Carmichael.
Here.
Councilman Espinosa.
Here.
Councilwoman Lombardi.
Here.
Councilman Rouse. Councilman Shaw.
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Here, please stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Comments from administration and council regarding adjournment of any matters on the agenda?
None at this time.
Okay. Item number 6, open to the public. Comments regarding item number 13, consent agenda items. For remote attendees, if you wish to speak at this time, please raise your hand either on Zoom app or by phone by pressing *9. When it's your turn to speak, you will receive or hear a request to unmute yourself. Please click the prompt or press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. At that time, please state your name and address and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. The council or administration will respond if necessary after you have completed any comments or questions.
Council President, I'm asking the first remote attendee to unmute themselves.
Hi, my name is Brian Rack, 1247 Brookside Road. I had questions on AA. What corrective action plan is this? And then also on the, I lost which number it was, but referring a couple lots for redevelopment. Have you considered going through the New Jersey Green Acres plan to preserve that open space instead of redeveloping it? That was it, thanks.
Yeah. The corrective, well, the first one, I'll take the corrective action plan. The corrective action plan is for the 2022 audit. In our case, there are no corrective actions needed, so our corrective action plan essentially is none, but we still have to approve a resolution confirming that. And then in terms of the redevelopment, they're private properties, they're commercial properties. You know, there's only so many funds that have to be taxpayer funds. I'm sure the mayor would, will state is that there's probably significant taxpayer funds. Green Acres doesn't give you 100% of the funds, so.
I think part of the problem, there's a misconception out there with the progressives that they want to buy up every commercial property and take it off the tax rolls and have high taxes in this town. I philosophically disagree with that notion. By the way, we have 28 municipal parks in this town, and on top of the county and on top of the Rutgers Preserve.
Council President, there are no other individuals remotely with their hand raised.
I'm going to close the remote portion. For in-person attendees, if you wish to speak at this time, please come to the podium and state your name and address, and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. You may then take a seat after completion of your comments or questions, and the council administration will respond if necessary. This is for consent agenda item number 13.
My name is Kostas Efthymios. I live at 58 Curtis. Let go of the button now? Is this a control mechanism here? I'm holding the button down. Hello? The first item is H. It talks about oil erosion. What are you going to do with all that soil collected in all our storm drains? When was the last time you cleaned them out? Mayor?
If I may, Counselor, he's asking H, this is a return of a bond.
Those storm drains are falling
on
apart.
Blue Ridge Avenue, which is a single family.
There's engineers walking around repairing some of them,
This-
and they don't look across the street to
Council
see
President, this has nothing.
what other damage is there.
That's not a consent agenda item.
It is. It's part of this shit. The other thing is, the veterans. Does that mean that 100% disabled veteran will collect 52 years of refund taxes? How much refund do I get with 100% disability? For the last 52 years? I think that.
Hi, Pratik Patel, 29 Redwood Road. I just have a few questions. Lately, I'm just seeing line items, and I'm sure it would have been there, which includes not to exceed. So the question that I have is, usually any project that gets started, they would start with some estimation that this is the real cost. With state kind of putting a structure together which just says not to exceed this. If there is a deficit or surplus, like how would the public know what is the real cost?
Excuse
sir.
me, Pratik.
This is item number, for item number 13, consent
We're-
agenda items only.
Is it regarding one of the consent agenda items?
It is.
Okay, so
like number
just
A,
refer to that,
Yeah,
so
sure.
we know what you're
Sure.
referring to. Thank
Okay,
you so
sorry.
much.
it's number A, not to exceed 70,000. Then you have SHI, not to exceed 126,000. Then you have employee assistance, not to exceed, which is E. Number M, not to exceed 20,000. Not to exceed again S, not to exceed 195,000. So in a sense, you're putting a cap, but the general public doesn't even know what the real cost is. So I don't know how this budgeting process works, because in standard project management, it starts with an estimate, and somebody provides that estimate, and based on that, either the new loans are created or new structures are created. So I don't know how this finance works. Thank you.
So that's exactly how it works. So we got these prices. State law requires us to write it up that way, not to exceed that amount. So you could look at the quotes, and that's what the quotes are, or the bids. And then if it goes up or down, it's dealt with afterwards when the project's closed out with the change order. So sometimes you'll see a change order voted on. Sometimes it drops the cost of the project, and sometimes it increases the cost of the project. And that's all follows state purchasing law.
Does this include separate line items for material and labor in actual hours?
Yes, it's bid out when people bid it, they bid individual line items. So a road project, for instance, may have 500 line items, materials, whatever they're bidding out goes into a separate line item.
I have to see details of this. Where could I find it?
Yeah, you know the process for Oprah very well. You know it, so you can Oprah it.
Thank you.
I'm going to close the in-person portion. Item number 7, ordinance on a second reading, Clausen and Blakeland Avenue redevelopment plan. This is also open to the public. Resolution adopting ordinance. Mrs. Cedar, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for Block 3401, lots 12.02, 43.01, 47.01, Block 3402, Lot 13, Block 3403, lots 1.01, 2.01, 5.01, and 72.01, and Block 3404, lots 29.01, 45.01, 47.01, 56.01, 59.01, 62.01, 66.01, and 71.01, and also including portions of the Clausen Street, Brook Avenue, and Field Avenue rights-of-way, Clausen Street and Bakeland Avenue, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Piscataway, was introduced on the 3rd day of October 2023, and had passed the first reading and was published on the 8th day of October 2023. Now therefore be it resolved that the aforesaid ordinance, having had a second reading on November 9th, 2023, be adopted, passed, and after passage be published together with a notice of the date of passage or approval in the official newspaper. Be it further resolved that this ordinance shall be assigned number 2023-28.
Okay, this is open to the public for remote attendees. If you wish to speak at this time, please raise your hand either on Zoom app or by phone by pressing *9. When it is your turn to speak, you will receive or hear a request to unmute yourself. Please click the prompt or press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. At that time, please state your name and address and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. The council or administration will respond if necessary after you have completed any comments or questions.
Council President, there are no remote attendees with their hand raised regarding this agenda item.
I'm going to close the remote portion. For in-person attendees, if you wish to speak at this time, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. You may take a seat after completion of your comments or questions, and the council administration will respond if necessary. This is for the ordinance on a second reading, item number 7. I see none. I'm going to close the in-person portion. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Cedar, would you please take the call?
Councilwoman Carmichael?
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi?
Yes.
Councilman Shaw?
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on a second reading. Item number 8, ordinance on a second reading, authorizing 88 Centennial Avenue amended redevelopment plan. This is also open to the public. Resolution adopting ordinance. Mrs. Cedar, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending, ordinance adopted July 21st, 2020, approving amended redevelopment plan for 88 Centennial Avenue, Block 6703, Lot 8, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Piscataway, was introduced on the 3rd day of October 2023, and had passed the first reading and was published on the 8th day of October 2023. Now therefore be it resolved that the aforesaid ordinance, having had a second reading on November 9th, 2023, be adopted, passed, and after passage be published, together with a notice of the date of passage or approval in the official newspaper. Be it further resolved that this ordinance shall be assigned number 2023-29.
Okay, for remote attendees, if you wish to speak at this time, please raise your hand either on Zoom app or by pressing *9. When it's your turn to speak, you receive or hear a request to unmute yourself. Please click the prompt or press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. At that time, please state your name and your address, and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. The council administration will respond if necessary after you have completed any comments or questions.
Council President, there are no remote attendees with their hand raised regarding this agenda item.
I'm going to close the remote portion. For in-person attendees, if you wish to speak at this time, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and know you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. You may take a seat after completion of your comments or questions, and the council administration will respond if necessary. This is for item number 8. I'm going That'll close the in-person portion. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second Shaw.
Ms. Seedy, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi,
Yes.
Councilman Shaw,
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on a second reading. Item number 9, first reading, amending and supplementing Chapter 7, Traffic, Section 40, Control for the Movement and Parking of Traffic on Public and Private Property to assist Title 39 jurisdiction on 100 Springfield Avenue. This is a resolution adopting ordinance. Ms. Seedy, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled Ordinance to Amend and Supplement the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Piscataway, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 40, Control for the Movement and the Parking of Traffic on Public and Private Property to assert Title 39 jurisdiction on 100 Springfield Avenue, be and is hereby adopted on the first reading. That it be published in the official newspaper, and that a second reading and public hearing be held at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time at the Piscataway Municipal Building, 455 Hose Lane, Piscataway, New Jersey, as well as by remote meeting format on the 28th day of November 2023. Be it further resolved that a copy of this ordinance shall be posted in at least 2 public places within the township prior to the day of the second reading and final passage, and a copy of this ordinance shall be made available at the office of the township clerk for any interested member of the public.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Seedy, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi,
Yes.
Councilman Shaw,
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on the first reading. Item number 10, ordinance on the first reading, amended Chapter 21, zoning, resolution adopting ordinance. Mrs. Seedy, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled Ordinance Supplementing Chapter 21 Zoning of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Piscataway, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, be and is hereby adopted on the first reading. That it be published in the official newspaper, and that a second reading and public hearing be held at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time at the Piscataway Municipal Building, 455 Hose Lane, Piscataway, New Jersey, as well as by remote meeting format on the 19th day of December 2023. Be it further resolved that a copy of this ordinance shall be posted in at least 2 public places within the township prior to the day of the second reading and final passage, and a copy of this ordinance shall be made available at the office of the township clerk for any interested member of the public.
Thank you, Mrs. Seedy. Do I have a motion?
Motion, Dennis.
Do I have a second?
Second. Lombardi.
Second.
Mrs. Seedy, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi,
Yes.
Councilman Shaw,
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on the first reading. Item number 11, fully funded sewer ordinance, first reading, $2,500,000, various sewer improvements. This is a resolution adopting ordinance. Mrs. Seedy, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled Ordinance Appropriating $2,500,000 from the sewer utility budget capital outlay for various sewer utility improvements in and by the Township of Piscataway in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, be and is hereby adopted on the first reading, that it be published in the official newspaper, and that a second reading and public hearing be held at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time at the Piscataway Municipal Building, 455 Hose Lane, Piscataway, New Jersey, as well as by remote meeting format on the 5th day of December 2023. Be it further resolved that a copy of this ordinance shall be posted in at least 2 public places within the township prior to the day of the second reading and final passage, and a copy of this ordinance shall be made available at the office of the township clerk for any interested member of the public.
Thank you, Mrs. Seedy. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Carmichael. Second. Lombardi.
Mrs. Seedy, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Carmichael,
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi,
Yes.
Councilman Shaw,
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on the first reading. Item number 12, bond ordinance on the first reading, $4,220,000, $4,900,000, various capital improvements. This is a resolution adopting ordinance. Mrs. Seedy, would you please read the ordinance?
Be it resolved by the Township Council of Piscataway Township, New Jersey, that an ordinance entitled Bond Ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Township of Piscataway in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $4,220,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $4,009,000 bonds or notes of the Township to finance part of the cost thereof, be and is hereby adopted on the first reading, that it be published in the official newspaper, and that a second reading and public hearing be held at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time at the Piscataway Municipal Building, 455 Hose Lane, Piscataway, New Jersey, as well as by remote meeting format on the 5th day of December 2023. Be it further resolved that a copy of this ordinance shall be posted in at least 2 public places within the Township prior to the day of the second reading and final passage, and a copy of this ordinance shall be made available at the office of the Township Clerk for any interested member of the public.
Thank you, Mr. Cedar. Do I have a motion?
Motion Carmichael.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cedar, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Carmichael?
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi?
Yes.
Councilman Shaw? Councilman Shaw?
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes on the first reading. Item number 13, consent agenda item. For efficiency, items have been consolidated into consent agenda to be voted on together. The materials of these items have been distributed to the council in advance of the meeting. At this time, are there any items that the council would like removed from a consent agenda item to be discussed or voted on separately?
No, not at this time.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a second?
Second.
Cedar, would you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Carmichael?
Yes.
Councilman Espinosa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi?
Yes.
Councilman Shaw?
Yes.
Council President Ern.
Yes, item passes. Item number 14, discussion on best practices checklist. Any discussion?
It was sent out to all the council members and submitted to the state as required, and we did very well on it, and had mostly yeses or not applicable.
If I may, the ironic part, the state government doesn't abide by none of these either, which is ironic.
Okay. Item number 15, announcements and comments from officials. Councilwoman Carmichael?
Yes, thank you, President. I was just reflecting that 2 days ago was my 1-year anniversary of being elected as the Ward 3 councilwoman here, and just became a little overwhelmed just thinking about it. The years gone by, I've learned a lot, met a lot of constituents, and the mayor's got me involved on several wonderful projects in the town, and I'm happy about the work that we've done in the past year, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do for the next 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Councilman Espinoza?
No comments this week, thank you.
Councilwoman Lombardi?
On behalf of the mayor and council, I'd like to offer to all our Asian Indian community, happy Diwali. And also we had one of our past police chiefs pass away, Kevin Harris. So our condolences go out to the Harris family for the loss of our former police chief, Kevin Harris.
Thank you, Michelle. Councilman Shaw?
Thank you, Mr. Lombardi, and all South Asian friends and family. Happy Diwali and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Shaw. And I have no comment at this time. Item number 16. Oh, is this Missouri Timothy? Do you have anything?
I just want to remind everybody, it's Veterans Day on Saturday. We had a very successful Veterans Day luncheon at the Senior Center honoring the vets there. So it was great to see a lot of the vets out there.
Thank you, Mayor. Township Attorney Osnila?
No comments, thank you.
Okay. Item number 16, agenda session for November 21st, 2023. Resolution authorizing budget transfers. A resolution authorizing award of bid 224 and 2025, screen printing, embroidering, clothing, promotional products, commercial printing, and signage, DOT designing. Resolution authorizing award of bid 2024, 2025, screen printing, embroidering, clothing, promotional products, commercial printing, and signage, Concept Printing Company. Resolution authorizing acceptance of project and release of retainage 2020 road program for curbs, sidewalks, and ADA ramps, Discover Construction LLC. Resolution authorizing acceptance of project and release of retainage 2021 road program for curbs, sidewalks, ADA ramps, and Discover Construction LLC. Resolution authorizing return of escrow block 11205, lot 12.01, 397, 399 Park Avenue, 22 ZB 06V. Resolution authorizing share of services contract with Middlesex County of Public Health Services, January 2024 through December 31st, 2025 through 2024, $466,265.37, and 2025, $475,590.68. Motion to accept report of clerk's account, October 2023. Motion to accept the report of Division of Revenue, October 2023. And receive and enter into minutes disturbance of the month of October 2023. Item number 17, open to the public for remote attendees. If you wish to speak at this time, please raise your hand either on Zoom app or by phone by pressing *9. When it is your turn to speak, you will receive or hear a request to unmute yourself. Please click the prompt or press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. At that time, please state your name and address and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. The council administration will respond if necessary after you have completed any comments or questions.
Council President, I'm asking the first remote attendee to unmute themselves.
Hello, Brian Rack again, 1247 Brookside Road still. I just wanted to correct something from before. I was asking about item, let's see, which one was it? It was item M on the consent agenda, which is a redevelopment plan for 2 lots that are currently zoned as senior citizen housing and are currently fields with trees and stuff. So I'm not talking about any of the warehouse properties that were on the that were not under the consent agenda. My other question is, how have you been doing on dealing with the comptroller's report, where Piscataway was one of 9 towns that did not have plans to prevent improper sick leave payouts? I saw that article about, it was 9/28, so it's been over a month now. Has anything been changed there? That was it.
So that article is very disingenuous in that the township, over a year ago, the comptroller put out an article or a statement to these towns basically saying we were in violation. We had responded accordingly, saying that we were in compliance, that we had taken action. We had the comptroller's office did not respond to our letter. And then this year, they came back to us and put out this article, said that we weren't in compliance. We have taken the position that we are in compliance. We have taken the necessary action. We were never in violation. And, this is I'm not sure what the agenda of the comptroller is at this point, but we as the township are in complete compliance with the law.
And we never heard back from them after we submitted our last letters a few weeks ago.
Council President, there are no other remote attendees with their hand raised for this agenda item.
I'm going to close the remote portion for in-person attendees. If you wish to speak at this time, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and know that you have 3 minutes in which to make your comments. You may take a seat after completion of your comments or questions, and the council administration will respond if necessary.
Justice. That definition escapes me. Do you think any administrative official could give me a definition? Or it's property maintenance and its council, the police. You think I can get a definition from our chief of police? Where is he? How come none of them people are here? They can get a definition from our prosecutor? Nah. How about our injustice of the peace? Lost. Lost. Piscataway is hurting, and you don't know it. You don't even visit your districts. You don't see what's going on block to block. You don't see how many potholes you ran over. Not you, not the police. Justice. The definition escapes me. Big time. Where is justice here?
Hi, Pratik Patel, 29 Redwood Road. Council, I come to you today regarding just a general comment that I have and which I felt. I feel lately that the laws that are being passed, specifically administrative laws with mandate, it's injecting negative cost into household in many, many fronts. What is happening now is with mandates and insurance, it's not benefiting, it is not benefiting household, even in landlord-tenant case, it's not benefiting landlord, it's not benefiting tenant, but it's benefiting insurance companies, and then they are writing laws which they can escape against. So if you read their underwriting laws today, what they write in their brochures, they are running away from their obligations. So if you are giving them rights in their own contract, the way they are written today by the lawyers, is they can easily escape without just running away from their obligation. Another thing that I'm observing lately now is what's happening is, when I used to go into the court, and I don't know if this has been happening all over, but this has happened in Piscataway, where if you guys are standing up against that flag and saying you are abiding by that constitution, in court system of Piscataway, Mr. Hobick and judge clearly asked pretty much everybody, are they waiving their constitutional right? If the law of the land indicates that you are abide by the Constitution, the justice system today, represented by a judge, is informing every constituent who is appearing to the court, it's kind of a coercion that you are waiving your constitutional right. They shouldn't be asking that question. And any defender or plaintiff shouldn't be waiving any constitutional right. What's happening with this is, by waiving their constitutional right, they're extorting more fees, which is again distorting more budgets. It's creating another additional administrative positions, and I personally, that is inflating welfare. It's creating bogus administrative code, and also code enforcement position that's not helping. In just recent code enforcement case, housing and rent control on chapter 16, I went to the court and I did not get any satisfactory answer from Hobick. And again, like when we go to the court, they tell you the laws that husband and wife cannot represent their own case. I mean, is this how we are going to build a justice system today, where a husband and wife who are filing joint return and a code enforcement comes on wife name that they can't represent? This is becoming a mockery of justice system today, which is being practiced. And I don't know if it's a statewide problem or it's a township problem. But lately, to be frankly telling you the truth, I'm losing faith in justice system today. With all the administrative mandates that you're passing, that's not helping me, my family, or it's not even helping any tenants for any capital improvement work that I have to do. I'm getting shortchanged for the laws that are passed. And if you are wanting the money, then give me the power that I can summon you to fix those things when problems are there.
Council, I'd ask you to refrain to make any comments. This is a current ongoing litigation.
I believe it's an existing court case over in municipal court.
Existing municipal court case.
See more, I want to close the in-person portion.
If I may, Council President, there was just a comment a few minutes ago about potholes. Just as to reiterate, the general public knows that if there's a pothole, please pick up the phone and call Department of Public Works. They've been filling potholes, you know, since the paving crew is finished for the year. Sir, stop being rude, please. Sir, I'm trying to give the information out that you're asking, so maybe you'll listen and you'll understand the process. So now that they're finished paving for the year, the Department of Public Works, they have the hot patch machine out there, so they're fixing potholes that have been put in by the police department and other members of the general public out there. So unless we know about it, you know, or see it, then you can't get it filled, and they are filling the potholes.
Thank you, Mayor. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second, from
All in
Shah.
favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.